2, 1. We're on.
Hey, oh, respect Mother Nature.
Love. All right, welcome back. 2020. The date is the 5th of the 12th, 2020.
Is it?
Yeah, 5th of December. We're here. Craig Wright, Andrew Beckman back talking on microphones
Yay.
in a bedroom in Australia
With a fan.
with a fan on. So we apologise if you can hear the background noise. But yeah, we're back. We're doing it for the first time this year. It's actually been, we were talking before, it was 2.5 years since the last podcast.
That's a lot of years. That's too many years.
That is so many years. Well, you know, that's probably a good segue. In those years,
Ooh.
how much have we done?
Well, let's pick up where we left off.
Yes.
I can't remember.
Well, let me refresh your memory.
Oh, cool. Thank you. You know when you go into the exam and you just sit there and you just pretty much shit the bed? When they ask you a question, you're like, no, nothing.
Yeah.
I just did a recheck. What do we talk about? I have no idea.
Yeah, well, dude, actually, it left off where you were going away overseas.
Oh, Sri Lanka.
Yeah, so what happened there? That's probably a great way to start this.
That was a terrible trip. So it pretty much involved me getting kidnapped by a lecturer from university to go on his private, mundane holiday.
Wow. All expenses paid.
All expenses paid, but it was a third world country and we're living in the worst shithole I've ever been in. I've travelled.
Yeah, right.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was super bad.
Dude, that's crazy. So what happened? Lay it out for us, man.
Well, we get there and we get off the plane. It's a 30-hour flight.
Mm.
Okay, so we get off the plane. We have nowhere to sleep.
What?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. This has been organised well. And then he's like, nah, you got to sleep all in the same bed. I'm like, there's 10 of us, man. What the shit?
What?
And he's like, yeah, I've only got 2 beds. I'm like, well, that gets it down to 5. But, you know, not ideal. Grown-ass men, all football players and me, who is not. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be the meat in this sandwich. This is not gonna go well. I'm only little.
Dude.
Anyway, I'm like, I just put my foot down. I'm like, nah, you got to sort this out. So it's 3:00 in the morning after a 30-hour flight, and he eventually is like, pesters these people at this rando place that we're at, which is a village in the middle of nowhere, to help us find somewhere to actually sleep for the night. And then they come around and they're like, oh yeah, no, we've got more rooms. I'm like, okay. And you go in there and the rooms are terrible, but it's a room. I'm like, this is wonderful.
Better than sleeping with fucking 5 other men.
Yeah, right. I'm like, I've instantly increased my world, like standing in the world. I'm a winner now.
Hell yeah.
I don't have to share a bed.
So the fucking sleeping arrangements were terrible in the beginning.
Terrible. Yeah. And then it just spiraled down out of control to the point where in the middle of the trip, like one of the organisers from the university in Australia was like, "Are you guys okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. I've just left and just on my own private holiday with everyone else." I was like, "Hey guys, hey followers, let's go on our own holiday. This guy's crazy. He's just taking us weird places full of asbestos and it was horrible."
The fuck? So what was the purpose of the trip?
Good point. Solid. I have no idea. I really don't. We just.
So it was just like an exploration trip, more or less.
He, in his mind, he think it was a tour to self-congratulate himself or something like that.
Right.
I don't know, man.
Who? Oh, wait. We probably shouldn't name any names.
No, don't.
No.
Well, we already didn't. I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
It's been so long. I
it
forgot.
was. You know what? It was a good experience. I made some good friends. We had a good laugh, and
It was free.
well, the second week in, I'm swimming and in the coral reef thing, and there's sharks swimming around, and the locals are like, "Don't swim there, you'll get eaten by sharks." And I'm like, "Oh, best not tell everyone else who I took on this trip over to this place today." And I was like looking around when I went back in because it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's this shark just like swimming around us, looking at us, seeing if we're edible. I'm like, Sri Lanka's lovely.
Sri Lanka's lovely. The oceans are
Just
fucking shark infested.
Shit like that. It was just.
Well, that's pretty common in Australia, though, right?
It was one of the loosest holidays I've ever been on, and I've crashed scooters in France, and got lost in Amsterdam, and but this was worse. It was crazy. But the other guys had the best time. A couple of guys went home because one guy went home. We nicknamed him Post Malone because he looked exactly like Post Malone.
Dude.
He went home. He was soft though. So
Oh, poor bugger.
his first ever holiday out.
Oh.
He was 30 something, but his first ever holiday overseas, and he went on like the most craziest one I've ever been on.
Yeah,
So
probably got a bit homesick. Was like, what is
I
this?
think he just got freaked out because it was loose.
Yeah,
was just
right.
the-
Sounds pretty unorganized. But yeah.
Yeah, it was next level cray.
So, so what did you get out of that trip? Like, if just any take home points?
I put something on my resume for it, I think. That
Yeah.
was nice. Oh, Sri Lankan like ambassador or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I took the shit out of it.
What the hell, dude? Because I thought it was, from my understanding last time, I thought it was like some engineering trip.
Me too.
Yeah,
That's why I
right.
went. I thought I was going to get some like credits for my prac.
Oh, okay.
No,
Nothing.
we
It was
didn't.
just
We
like-
went to. I think we went to one of his friends' rice manufacturing
Oh.
plants for about 10 minutes.
And what was that? Like, what was that like?
It's just rice. Yeah.
Of course.
It was just like processing rice in a machine they bought from China
Right.
in a shed. It wasn't, and the guy couldn't really explain what it was. He's just like, yeah, we put the rice in and then it comes out. Clearly, like hands off manager, eh?
Like, just fucking basic, just follow the instructions.
Yeah. But oh my god, the Sri Lankan people are amazeballs and really, really hospitable. Like they're just cool. Like nothing ever phases them.
Yeah, right.
This is sweet. Like,
So is that a third world country?
yeah, it's most of it. Yeah,
Mm.
there's a couple of places that are pretty busy. Yeah, but
You find like people from those countries are way more appreciative of life, just in general.
they're just loving it.
Mm.
Their equivalent of Uber is so much better as well. Just a dude in a van, and you
Mm.
just pay him cash.
Sick.
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
It's just like it's this rando dude. No markings, no like things on the side, no like quantifications that he is a taxi driver. He's just a random person in a car.
Kidnapped.
And yeah,
Whoops.
and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good, fella. How are you?"
Dude, that sounds so sketchy.
like-
I wonder why Post Malone went home.
Yeah, and he's like, "Do you want to go to the beach and have some fun?" I'm like, "Yes, I do want to go to the beach and have some fun." And then yeah, shark infested coral reef. 5 hours later, on the other side of the country. It
Dude.
was great.
Any insurance?
No, no, I didn't even get insurance because I didn't bother. I figured the uni would pay for my funeral. I didn't even get a T-shirt out of it, eh?
What?
I don't know.
Dude, that's that. So how long was the trip for?
It was a month.
A month.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot. And it was about an hour worth of actual engineeringness.
Yeah, right.
And where we were staying, we paid $3,000 Australian for this place. And I find out that one of the really nice hotels, like 5-star resorts, would have
Mm.
been about half that. But we were like cockroach infested,
Ooh.
the constant like leaky water, mosquitoes, and yeah,
Malaria.
I went and bought like a mosquito net and a portable air conditioner, like to chuck in it's just I was dying.
Yeah.
and then I was like, went to another hotel. I was like, I'll go to another hotel because we already paid in full with the uni money. So I went to another hotel. They're like, yeah, $5 a night, air conditioning, lovely, 5-star. I'm like, pool.
Got it.
I just stayed there. I'm like, cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks, dickheads.
Take that. Sick. So that sounded like a pretty adventurous trip.
Yeah, it was weird because it was this whole like controlling thing. I think it was like they were like, you can't leave the compound.
Whoa.
Oh, I thought I was in a cult.
Ooh.
I was like, yay, I'm in a cult. I've been looking forward to this for ages. No sex party or anything like that, unfortunately. But it was just like really culty. And I'm like, you know what? I'm out.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm going on a holiday.
So
that
was
was
that was that at the end of the year? Was that of the
That was mid-semester.
mid-semester?
You know the mid-semester break halfway through the middle? I think it was that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot like the timing, time frame. But I remember that last podcast we did was in June, so it had to be around the mid-semester break then.
Yeah.
From
I remember learning SolidWorks
okay.
while I was over there, and then I came back. Oh, that's what I took out of it. I learnt a 3D modeling CAD software program
Oh shit.
while I was over there because I was bored. And
Oh, self-taught.
Self-taught. Oh, dude, YouTube. Like, the entire
hell yeah.
degree, right?
Oh, I thought it was like when you said you learned that. You forgot to tell me that's what you did.
Oh, yeah, no, I did. I was over there learning it in Sri Lanka, and then came back and got a job with SolidWorks
Hell yeah.
making mining equipment. Boom.
Hell yeah. What? So you're making mining equipment now?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That was before.
Wait, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
I want to go to. So it was kind of like a timeline, more or less, if we can keep it quite structured.
Cool. I'll try.
What do you think?
I'm scattered, so
Me too.
I'll give it a crack.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's what I was thinking of driving it like that. But so after that, right? The next big thing is obviously our dissertations, like our final year research projects.
Oh,
Before we graduated.
we did graduate. We should probably mention.
That's
holy
what-
shit, these two Muppets actually graduated.
Yeah,
with a
we
degree.
actually have bachelors
We
of
got-
engineering.
I can see your piece of paper on
Hell
proud
yeah.
display. Yeah, mine's. I put mine up on the wall for a bit.
Yeah, man. It's it's pretty special.
Oh, and expensive. It's the most expensive one piece of paper you've ever bought.
Yeah, well, you know that it's actually quite cheap in this country in comparison to like America or something, man. Like you'd be paying
point.
like $100,000
Yeah,
for
but
an
they have
engineering degree.
keg parties and stuff like that. We didn't get one keg party. I'd pay
Nah.
$100,000 a year
Yeah.
just for keg parties. It'd be in a fraternity, another cult.
Well, dude,
Yeah.
we're part of the USQ alumni now.
Yeah, cool.
Do you get an email about that?
No, I think I just ignored it.
No, I read it and then I put it in my Instagram like top profile thing. I'm
What
like
it-
part of the USQ alumni now.
What is it?
It's just like a group of it's like if you're a USQ graduate, you're basically a part of that community now. And I think the idea behind it is just to help the fellow USQ people.
What? Finish?
Well, just like, you know, if you see them out and about in the work world, you know, you sort of like take them under your wing
yeah.
style.
I think LinkedIn and all that stuff does that as well.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
but I think this is more like a university sort of thing.
Yeah, cool.
Like what you're just talking about, like those frat parties and shit. Like it's this mild version of that.
Sick.
Yeah. Well, that's how I interpret it anyway. But yeah, so I just fucking grabbed that name badge.
Should we get matching tattoos with the phoenix on us?
Hell yeah, dude! How cool is the logo, man?
I know.
That has got to
I
be
don't
the
even have a tat.
fucking best logo. You don't
No, I don't have a tat.
get that, man. Get that right on your ass.
I'm being constant. Yeah. Well, I have a little problem with like a grown-ass male touching my butt for long periods of time and inflicting pain, because it could be good or bad. I don't know.
What about on the neck?
Yeah, I feel like that's a job killer. You know what I mean?
That's probably the first tip of this podcast. Don't get a tattoo on your neck.
Unless you do have one, and then you could be the interesting guy at the workplace.
I'm not going to discriminate against tattoos, but I personally wouldn't do it.
No. Do a Mike Tyson.
I'm not that confident.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't want that on my neck.
I think it's a little dangerous. I don't know.
Like even face tattoos. Like what about like a little phoenix as like a little teardrop?
Yeah, nope.
Nah,
No.
not for me.
No. I might just get one on my arm, like a person.
Yeah.
Normal.
Well, what about like the old leg? Like one on the
No, I
calf muscle.
I don't have enough leg. You get like
a straight bone.
you get a little baby chick instead of a full bird.
Oh,
You
dude,
just-
that's gold.
You get like half a chook.
A classic half.
Yeah. An egg, a broken egg, and that's it.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious. Yeah, so we graduated.
You graduated. What'd you do at the end of 2018? We'll skip through.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
do
So
time frame.
yeah, so at the end of 2018, it actually took me a couple of years to get the research done, like through a few semesters.
Oh,
Yeah, because
I think me too.
I just didn't complete it. I just ran out of time and I underestimated how much work there was involved. So yeah, I ended up I actually only finished my research project last year. The end of last year.
Cheese and crackers.
Yeah, I actually only graduated on the 22nd of April of this year.
Oh, I think I graduated at the end of this
Last year.
last year, 2019, because I got my
Yeah.
certificate. Well, I think they just handed it out
Yeah, because we were
this year.
ISO graduates.
Yeah, ISO graduates.
Dude, the first ISO graduates.
Same. They,
How
they
good's that?
They skipped you and me. Oh, all that
What?
hard work, and we didn't even get to dress up stupid.
Yeah,
and throw
I
shit
know
down.
that. that was actually something I want to talk about. Is like the ceremony that academic ceremony that we didn't get to go to.
Did you get a YouTube?
The YouTube video. Well done. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming.
We
And
got a
thanks for
YouTube.
all your money.
Thanks
and
for the
here's
YouTube.
your piece of paper.
I didn't worry about it myself so much. It was my parents who had to sacrifice like time with me.
Mm.
They couldn't celebrate and
Mm.
get that photo on the wall.
Yeah.
And they were a little cut up about that. But then they put out the email the other day and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna make it up to you and do a ceremony."
Oh, are they going to?
Yeah.
Oh,
But they-
hell yeah.
But they're not gonna. They are, but they haven't got back to me. So
Dude, we should look into that. Because I would really love to do that just as a part of it. Because I think that's pretty special.
it's
Like when you...
it's a cult. We're in a cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
we
it
need to
is.
get dressed up.
It is. No matter what, like, it's groups, really. Like,
Yeah.
if you just break it down to that, it's just different groups do different things and they have their ways of doing it. If it's from sport to academia to the workplace, it's all these groups that have their culture,
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah. So we graduated.
Yeah.
We got a lot to get through. So what else?
Yeah, so the ceremony, I think what I was saying just on that is, in the moment, you're sort of like, fuck, that's annoying, you know? I just want to get that uni over and and then just into the workforce. But I think looking back on things, you're like, wow, that is actually a pretty special moment.
I wouldn't know.
No, we wouldn't know, but I
Yeah.
think, like, 'cause,
Okay, we assume it was special.
yeah,
You know what? I think it will be.
I think, I think it is.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, the tradition behind it, that's what I really value.
Well, I actually haven't seen my parents yet. Like, and they're getting old. So I'm going to go fly down and bring my certificate of participation, commonly known as my degree.
See how we're just, like, talking down about it? Like, it's quite the achievement.
Oh, dude, it's life-changing. But, you know,
Like, how many people do you know that have engineering degrees?
not many. And I actually
It's
work
pretty
with
rare.
engineers that don't have them either.
What?
Yeah.
How strange is
I've got
that?
stories, man. I've got so
That's
many stories.
crazy.
You know, like about
We've-
1,000 podcasts.
Yeah, we've got plenty to come.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Maybe one a year.
Yeah.
At this rate.
One every couple of years.
Yeah.
But
Just,
so we graduated. We got that done. You know, let's tick that.
dude, that's
but you-
cool. But you know how I remember you saying, is this going to be the calm before the storm? Like when we were doing one of these podcasts in the library or like in the building at USQ. And then it pretty much is like university is just like this. It's really nothing in comparison what you do in the real world.
It isn't. Not even close. And you probably use about 8%.
Yeah.
8.25%.
Yeah.
It's a random
Yeah.
number. But, but
Precisely.
yeah, you pretty much use your year 12 maths
Yeah.
and just your research ability to find things and stuff and
Yeah.
justification if you're
Yeah.
lucky. If you're in design. If you're
Yeah.
if you're in management,
That's pretty much the job that I'm in at the moment. It's
Yeah.
like QA, QC, and project management.
acronyms.
Yeah. Oh, quality assurance and quality control. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing at the moment.
Quality assurance. Just making sure shit is perfect.
Yeah, and they need engineers to sign it off. Well, that's kind of what we do. Is like the project engineers sign all that shit off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it works, in a nutshell. But yeah. Anyway,
But so we graduated. We
Yeah.
finished that.
I'm jumping right ahead to, because we were saying about the the calm before the storm. And then we jumped straight into workforce.
Yeah.
But yeah, we graduated.
Now you're jumping.
I'm jumping all over the place. Eh?
Yeah.
Coffee's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll be right back after the break.
Yeah. After some disco dancing in the room by ourselves.
2 minutes later.
And we're tired.
Hell yeah.
So we've graduated. We're
Yeah.
out in the big world now.
Yeah.
You know, you've got that piece of paper. You've got that whimsical look in your eye, the wind-swept hair, and staring off into the distance. And you're like, what do I do now?
Mm.
I have to get a job.
Yeah.
So you got a job.
I did.
Me too.
How did it all come about for you? Like, what the process from graduating and then to the workforce?
Well, I actually got a job before
Yeah.
I graduated, which I thoroughly don't recommend. Like,
Really?
It's too much.
Dude, I was in the same boat.
Yeah. It's just like, because you're trying to learn your new job.
Mhm.
And there's only like a finite element of brain space. Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
Not analysis. There's a finite amount of
FEM.
There's a finite amount. FA.
Oh, FA, sorry.
Yeah. It's what's it called? The finite amount of brain space, and you're learning a new job. You're like, oh, I have a new job. I got new pants on. Here I am going off to work. Yay! And then they like give you all this shit that you got to learn like there and then. You're like, all right, well, cool. And then you get home. You're like, I'm gonna learn some new stuff at uni. No, I'm gonna phone that shit in.
Yeah.
So
it becomes that.
So I got a C on my dissertation.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, cool, eh?
Yeah,
C's get degrees.
That's it, man. Like, it doesn't, at the end of the day, as long as you get, they only, this is what I say to people, they only expect you to know 50% of the course content. Because if you pass, you get the ticket. It's probably not the best way to look at it, but that's a fact. You can do that.
Well, I figured as well, if you're you're doing your degree, I'm losing my voice, hang on. if you're in getting your degree, being an engineer at the same time, it's double learning, in my opinion. So if you get a C at uni, you get a C at work. 2 C's together make an A. Huh? What do you think about that logic?
Yeah, well,
that'll work.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh,
but
an idiot.
No, but like what you're saying is there's only a certain amount of fucking space you have in the dome.
Yeah,
and when you're working 10 to 12 hours a day, like this is pretty much similar story to you. Where I got got a job before I graduated, so I was basically just doing two courses and a dissertation. So I was like doing in the last semester and then just finishing off the dissertation. And I was doing like 10 to 12 hour days and coming home and writing up the dissertation after work just to get it done, and like you're spending all your time at work focusing on something that's actually giving you monetary value, where the degree it does in the end give you, but it's like it's not paying your bills, so it's hard to like push the energy there that you're using at work. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think it as taxing as it was, because I did the same, and I actually just stayed at work and kept doing the dissertation. So it was 2 o'clock, getting Uber Eats to deliver food to a giant industrial area. It's spooky in the morning hours. It's freaking awesome. And it was just power through, and then you go home, have a nap, have a shower, put your new pants back on again, because you've only got one pair of pants. Yeah. And then you go back to work the next day, and you sit back in that same chair, and you're like, dude, this is a long thing and stuff. But situations change.
Yeah.
I've changed jobs since then. So.
Yeah. I remember you got a new job in this design work.
Yeah, I work for I don't know, a company that's...
Yeah, I reckon keeping the company names out.
Yeah, so it's a company that makes Formula 1 engines and...
Wow.
Like airplanes and...
That's sick.
It's weird structure. I got a contract. So a contractor contacted me and it's like, dude, do you want to work for Schmushmorken? And I'm like, yes, I would like to work for Schmushmorken. And... he's like, cool. So he actually pays me to work for a company who works for another company. So I'm contracted out, contracted.
Yeah, you're a subcontractor.
Yeah. I'm contracted to the eyeballs.
That's how we do our work.
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Just hire the dude or don't. But that means you could get fired in a moment's notice.
Yeah.
Which
that's the uncertainty of that work.
I feel like a maverick. I feel like a pioneer of like, any day could be my last day if I make a mistake. Right on the edge.
But it makes you hustle hard, eh?
No.
It doesn't?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does, eh?
It does. It just makes you like, but the problem is like, it is that uncertainty, but it's fun. But sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit.
Boo! Hell yeah.
And it's a tasty biscuit.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm in the same situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't give you a level of confidence in job security. Like, you're not getting holidays, you're 4 weeks off a year. In Australia, that's pretty common. In other countries, they're like, what? You get 4 weeks of holidays paid? That is unheard of. We have to work every day. Like, in America, they don't even have healthcare, man. They don't have like they do, but it's super expensive.
Yeah.
Like we're pretty lucky here in a way.
We're like Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, they've got a healthcare system that works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got a bit better, but yeah, they don't run the world.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I like it, I think, because the thing I've noticed in my time out in the real world, away from lecturers, is that if you're not completely shit, if you're not absolutely hopeless, like I'm talking like walking around in the dark with a flashlight that's not turned on, dumb, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
can do it. You just
You
have to be, you got to turn, like Craig's tips of keeping his job, right?
Hell yeah.
You like this?
Du-du-du-du.
1, turn up.
Yep.
2, nice pants. And it's key. Look the part, be the part. Eh?
That's it.
So turn up, nice pants, and then effort, genuine, honest effort. If you
Do the work.
if you don't like your job, just go get another one.
Yeah,
And I know that sounds trivial, but if you don't like your job, you just,
that takes a lot of confidence.
oh, dude, I was shitting bullets leaving this really cool job that I actually did like, but I didn't like the social structure of it. And the owner, it was all like nepotism and stuff like that. It was terrible.
Ugh.
But the job itself was cool. I really enjoyed it. Got pictures of myself next to things that I made all by myself, right? So to me, the role was rewarding, but the workplace was garbage. So I left that safety of that job and went into being contract over contract over contract, you know, and I was shitting bullets. I was just sweating.
Yeah.
I was just sweat
Yeah, I think
into my new pants.
yeah, they're good points. They're good points. But I think also what I've found is it helps you realize the value you bring, like as the individual coming into the company. Like that's what's something that I've noticed is like shit, like because I was working in just labouring, getting myself through uni before, like you don't feel valued as an employee. You just feel like a number.
How good is it to be valued though?
Yeah.
When someone says good job at a workplace, you're like,
well, it's a good job, but yeah, it's also like you're bringing something. You're like you're an engineer now. Like there's this level of like responsibility and just I don't know, like and respect as well amongst the people.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
something
It's a
different.
rite of passage, if you will. They're like, yeah.
It's weird, man.
But at the same time, when someone says good job to you, do you still feel like a 5-year-old boy who's like kicked his first soccer goal or something like that? Football, and you're like, dude, I nailed it. I nailed it.
I don't know. I'm not one to like. For me personally, I'm like pretty hard about it. Like if I'm doing my job properly, I don't need a pat on the back. Like one of my bosses is like, you never like me telling you that you're doing a good job.
Oh no, yeah, it's awkward. Yeah,
But yeah, it does feel weird. I feel like it's in a way a little bit condescending, but that's just how I feel. But it's like, dude, I'm here to do my job. I'm doing it properly. Like, tell me if I'm doing it wrong, because then I'm happy to improve.
Yeah,
That's how I think about it. But it can that's pretty hard thinking.
I appreciate it. I like your train of thought. I am completely and oppositely against everything you said.
Yeah, it's just probably like
I am that 5-year-old child that kicks that goal and needs praise straight away.
right.
I guess I'm needy, but at the same time, if someone's being that way, I'm like, dude, that's fine. Like, stop it. But yay, on the inside, there's 2 people in there. Like, there's 2 people here. There's Craig, and then there's
5-year-old Craig.
5-year-old Craig. 5-year-old Craig goes, yes, lovely. I'm
Yeah.
the best. I'm the best in the world.
Yeah.
And then grown-up Craig goes, yeah, okay, please leave.
Yeah. That's me. I'm
That's
just
the
like
engineer.
I'm the worst. Like I feel like I'm just an idiot. But the thing is, like what you were saying about your points, is just showing up, playing the part, and just at the end of the day, just doing your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty basic, man. Like, in short, one word is persistence. Like, just stick to it.
Being involved, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be involved.
Yeah.
Because, for me, I chose, like a gangster, I chose this life, son.
Yeah.
Chose it.
Chose this shit.
Yeah, and I really enjoy making things and stuff.
Mm.
That's my jam.
Yeah, man.
So that's it just comes to me. I look up at the clock and it's 5 o'clock, and I knocked off an hour ago, and I'm still at work. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
I better leave, otherwise I'll look a little bit too keen.
Yeah, but you're probably falling into that flow state as well. You're not even realizing how quick the time's going.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's where you want to be, is like that flow state, because it's not so easy. You're bored, but it's not too difficult that it's becoming overwhelming. You're just in that flow and the time. It's timeless. You're just there, and you're like, I can't believe it's 3:00. I've got to do this and that, and then, or like I get like that every day, man. I'm just like, I can't even believe it's like 5 already.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but it's beautiful, like, in a way, because in that state of mind, to me, that is, I know I'm in the right place.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
at least it's not too hard that I don't know. Or if I don't know yet, there are sometimes you don't know, and you got to seek out research, whatever. But then it's not so boring and mundane where you're just like looking at the clock. Oh fuck! I've only been here for 2 hours.
You're not clock watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the worst, because I reckon it ticks backwards when you're in a job that goes backwards. Like, swing back to like working at Macca's days.
Oh,
And you just like, you're probably a Hungry Jack's boy.
me?
Right? Yeah.
No, I was dude. One of my first jobs was Red Rooster.
See, I wouldn't have picked it. You look like a Hungry Jack's guy. Yeah.
Hungry Jack's guy.
You got that look about you. But we've all worked at the fast food joints, and you're just like, dude, time.
Dude, I was on $6 an hour. I worked Christmas Day and I was on double time, $12.
Oh, that's back when they did that shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Nothing. Australian dollars as well. That's
Yeah,
just like,
man.
you might as well just be paid air.
Yeah, so that was in 2015.
Now,
2005.
the real question is, how much food did you steal and eat while you were there?
Yeah, a lot. I got in trouble for stealing.
Yeah, same. Because it's food. It's meant to be eaten, and if it's not there, it should be in your stomach. Right?
Yeah.
If it's there, sorry. Yeah, it should be.
I gave 2 of my friends rooster rolls for free.
Yeah.
And they were like, you can't do that, dude. And I was like, oh, whoops. So I just paid for them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we used to like load up at the end of the. I don't care, because it was in Dubbo, so no one cares. But it was Macca's from
Shout out to Dubbo.
Dubbo 20 years ago, so everything's black
Hell
and white.
yeah.
It was that old. So, so here we are in Dubbo in 1953.
Everyone's like, what is Dubbo?
Yeah, Dubbo's
Shout out to Dubbo Jail. Dubbo Zoo.
Dubbo, Western Plains Zoo. Yeah, it's the middle of nowhere.
I've been there.
It's terrible. It's
Yeah.
just captive animals. Anyway, so I'm at
Not good.
Macca's and I'm handing out like food left, right, and center. Like I'm like, like some sort of like the UN handing food out, right? I'm like, we are the one handing out food. We save the children. And my mates are in like their shitty Falcons and Commodores and old like Australian bogan. Like
Typical Bogan.
Yeah, typical Bowman's pulling up going, Craig's handing out free food. Everyone gets the Macca's. And I'm just handing this shit out. And the manager's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, it's all off. We're getting rid of it. He's like, we can't do that. We have to throw it in the bin. I'm like, technically throwing it to my mates is like throwing it into a bin. And he's like, yeah, this is your last day. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, thanks. And he's like, yeah, no worries, man. Cool. That's
Jesus,
how you
just
get
took it like
fired
a
in
champ.
Dubbo. Yeah. Oh, well, it's Macca's, man. I went and worked at a wrecking yard.
Yeah, right.
So, but, yeah. Nah, that place was horrible.
That's sick.
Yeah, I only went there to hand food out to my friends to make friends. It was great.
How did we get talking about fast food?
Just jobs and stuff, man.
Oh, yeah, jobs. And jobs leading up to while we're at uni.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, shit, we're talking about engineering, now we're talking fast food.
But it's a long process between
It is. That's probably
being a working professional and
yeah, it is.
whatever. But have you found when you were in the workplace, you've come out of university and you've just looked around and go, wow, there's different gauges on the spectrum here of incompetence and amazing people.
Mm-hmm.
There's that one. There's always the dudes that are just like, you're a genius.
Yeah.
Like you're a high functioning, crazy person genius.
Mm.
And then there's other ones going, wow, how did you get your degree?
Mm-hmm.
Or how are you here?
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll surprise you with like special hidden talents.
Yeah.
But you're just like, wow.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. Definitely it has opened my eyes, and you sort of realize, like, because especially for me, when I was studying, and you're always aspiring to be an engineer, you're putting them something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, up on a pedestal.
Yeah, and then when you get there, you're like, hold on a second, this dude's a fucking idiot.
Well, that's what I was going to say, but I was trying to be polite about it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, bam, take some of that.
Yeah, well, it's like that. And you're like, hold on a second, I thought I was retarded and you're worse than I am. Not that I want to be too judgy and comparing against him, but it's just like in some ways, like I'm speaking in general, it's like, man, you're incompetent. Like, how do you even have a role? How are you even in this position?
I take that as empowering. I take it, I look at it and go, if you've got a job, then
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's one of the reasons I was like, I just couldn't hold back. Like,
Yeah.
I pursue the thing that I want to do because I know that we're all people. We're all
Mhm.
wiping our butts
Yeah.
with paper.
That's what you
You know,
realize, hey?
We're all
Yeah.
just crazy, really
Oh.
super adaptive monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's...
So,
yeah, dude, actually, it's something... Well, I listened to the Joe Rogan podcast, and
yeah.
he was actually saying something when you have kids, and just recently, last year, we had a child, Frankie.
Woohoo! Congrats.
Congratulations. Yeah.
You've made life.
Yeah, and it's strange, man, how you actually look at people now. Like, I used to think people, similar to what Rogan was saying, it's like, I used to just think people were stagnant. Like, it's just like, oh, Craig, I know you're 35, and that's just how you are. Or you meet another guy, he's 60, and he's just a dickhead, and he's always been a dickhead, you know? But one day, you were a baby.
And also a dickhead.
But, you know, like, you were a baby once, and then, you know, who knows what happened in your life to get you to this point in time where you are becoming, you know, a dickhead or whatever you are in that moment. Like, I don't think people as, like, just, they're like that anymore. Like, when I was a kid, for example, like, I just thought my grandma was always old.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, I just thought my nana was old. She's always been old. Like, that's how she was born, you know?
Yeah. And if you cue back in the 1950s, she's sitting there tripping on LSD, partying, going, no, actually, they didn't have that.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, but it's weird like that, hey? Because then, like, to what you were saying is, we're all just people. We all sit down. Like, that's one saying that my pop would say. He goes, "We all sit down to shit, mate."
Yeah.
And it's exactly that.
Yeah.
You know, in a nutshell.
Some people's, toilets are a little bit fancier than others, though.
Yeah.
You know, looking at your toilet, it's pretty fancy.
That's
you got a nice one.
Yeah.
I've got a 1950s toilet in a reno house
with
a hole in the floor. So I know I've made it.
Oh, man.
Oh, dear.
But
it's true. And I think you evolve in your engineering degree and your career the same way. You come in bright-eyed, you tear it up at uni, and then towards the end you're just like, oh, get it done. And then you get to work, and then you just start. The whole thing starts again.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, I need to get things done, but they need to be right. And then I think there's a lot of people that I work with have lost that spark for what they're doing there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just getting paid.
Bitter.
And I'm like, dude, don't do that. Don't fall into that thing. Just if you're not happy,
move on.
You can move on, because it goes back to most people are all the same. You know, you can't be pigeonholed and scared not to move on or not to go pursue your dreams, because one, life is short. Two, most people are shit just as you are, because like we're all a bit shit.
Yeah,
we all have
absolutely
each with our own pros and cons, like The Amazing Race. But fuck it, just get it done. Have fun.
Yeah, on that point of being shit, everyone is shit. I believe that, but I think some people don't know how to come back from a mistake or admit that they're wrong.
Oh, how hard is that?
That's the biggest skill you can develop as a person, I reckon, is just admit you're wrong and go, hold on, all right, I fucked up. Okay, that is wrong. All right, and move forward. Next time, don't get it wrong.
I've fucked up so many times.
It's the best way, man. I used to be so scared of that, to make a mistake. And when I first got on the job, I was just a bit timid, you know, like not confident about it. I was just like, holy shit, I'm only a graduate. Like, what do I know amongst these guys? And then I didn't want to make mistakes. I was hesitant to do things. And my boss just pulled me aside. He goes, oi, I want you to make mistakes. So you get involved. That's what he's saying to me. Get involved, and I want you to make mistakes. And I was just like, holy fuck. And I was just like, that just gave me the confidence. All right, if I get it wrong, fuck it. At least I had a go.
Yeah.
You know, and then bang, and then that you learn so quick doing that, because you make a shitload of mistakes, but then you're like, all right, I know not to do that next time. And then it just becomes a lot of it's just this repeatable process.
Yeah.
Half the time, but it's just learning the process.
It's a learned skill too. You got to break a few eggs to make an omelette. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, that was
That's
good.
An old thing, man. That thing is old.
It's good.
I remember what were my mistakes I did? I used like an M24 bolt instead of like an M20 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was huge. This bolt was like stupid.
Mm.
Like, and I put this thing in. I think it was bigger than that. I don't know. I put it in one of my designs, and it was just clearly a major mistake.
Mm.
And the owner was just screaming, going, "You cost me a blah 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 money, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Yes, but you know, the rest of it works really well."
Mm.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
we all make mistakes, you know,
Mm.
blah, blah, blah. And he was just going off. I'm like, cool. Clearly, he doesn't handle mistakes very well.
Yeah, see, that's
But
what I was talking about.
I took it as like, yep, owned it straight away. My
Mm.
bad. Tried to make it a little bit funny, failed,
Yeah.
and then I was like, you know what? I'll try to make it funny next time as well.
Yeah.
And
That's
then-
the best way to just,
Yeah, but at the same time, just go, yeah, I'll never do that again.
yeah.
I remember I deleted all of the material files
Oh.
off the server. So every single material that we purchase for this company, I just deleted it by accident.
Whoops.
I was just fucking around on the computer. I was trying to make something work. Deleted it. And I'm like, David, I may or may... No, I definitely deleted everything off the server.
Oh,
And
shit.
he's like, that's like 7 years of data you just deleted. I'm like, we got a backup? And he's like, maybe. I'm like, am I getting fired? He's like, if we don't have a backup, you're pretty much gone. I'm like, it's been good working with you, buddy.
Yeah. She said, give me the job to find that data and I'll have my job back.
And then I said to him in the same sentence, but putting all that aside, how am I going in my first few weeks? How you finding? He's like, yeah, not bad. Yeah. But apart from deleting everything off the server. But we
Yeah.
found it. We backed it up. It's fine.
It's always good to bring humor into it because at the end of the day, like what's done is done, and you
Yeah.
got to. All right, now we got a new problem. What's a solution?
Yeah.
Like that's how you got to think about it. You can't dwell too much on what has
Exactly.
happened.
Yeah.
Okay, this has happened. Great. All right,
Mm.
that's happened. If I could change the past, I would, but I can't. Either can you. So let's fucking figure out a new solution.
I can a bit.
Yeah.
In my mind, just to lie to myself as much as possible. But I was at this new job, which is designing train parts.
Mm.
I'm a train guy. I don't even like trains, but it's fine.
Dude, one of my friends is a train driver of locomotives.
Well, he can come and thank me because I'm making the shit that works for him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be thankful, man.
Yeah, no, I don't want it. But
Making it safe for him.
yeah, I've tried. I made this part, and
Shout out to Brendan Spinks.
hey, Brendo. I made this part, and my new boss, I'm only in there for a week, hey. He comes down, he's like, how's everything going? And I'm designing in CATIA. It's pretty hard to design stuff in CATIA, but
What is that? I don't know.
it's like SolidWorks had like a really fancy baby
Right.
back in 2010, and they just didn't update it since then. It's all aerospace shit.
Okay.
But
Sounds cool.
it's hard, but it's cool. And I make this part, and the boss comes down and he goes, I hate it. I'm like, all right, no problem. So I go into like Mach 10, like Craig zone, and then put Ramstein on and drink about a litre of coffee, and I'm making this part. And he sits down the day later. I'm like, you're going to shit your pants. He's like, excuse me? I'm like, this is going to be so good, you're going to shit your pants. And he starts smiling. He goes, no one's ever told me I'm going to shit my pants before looking at it, part Craig. I'm like,
Now they have.
well, that's how good this is. He looks at it and goes, didn't quite shit my pants, but it's all right. And
Yeah.
then 5-year-old Craig went, yay! And then adult Craig went, why did you say that to your boss? Shit your pants?
Yeah. Dude, that's funny, man.
Ugh.
That's gold.
So now I say it every single time. Every
So
time he
Are
sits
you
down.
still currently working here?
Yeah, I worked yesterday.
man.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I was working all day yesterday.
So you're designing train parts.
Train parts. Yesterday I made a stone guard for what's called a genset, which is a generator that
Yeah.
just puts genset battery terminal cover for under the train.
Yeah,
so
cool.
they've been hitting birds, rocks, and kangaroos.
Oh,
But there's like live terminals underneath there, so not ideal.
yeah.
Cooking a kangaroo.
That's
on,
such an Aussie thing, eh? Hitting
Yeah.
kangaroos. Like people will be like, "Oh, they're definitely from Australia."
well, one of the engineers called it a cow catcher or something like that
Oof.
on the front of the train there. I'm like, not really cows, man. It's going to be a kangaroo killer.
Yeah.
He's like, better name for it.
Yeah, it's way more Australian. Dude, that's nuts, man.
But yeah, no, it's a lot of moving. I've never worked with a company that has been like so many people doing so many things all at the same time and so much communication. I'm terrible at it.
Or communication.
Yeah, they were like, how you doing? I'm like, good. And they're like, oh, what are you up to? I'm like, I don't know. Then the acronyms come. I know the DRL for the CR, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, What do you want?
Yeah, that's something I deal with, or we all will deal with, even in every different subject like that we did at uni. You constantly, K is in this one, A is in that one, and then you start going into the Greek symbols, and it's just a different language. That's how I understand it. I'm like, all right, that's like when I'm like liaising with like the superintendents, for example, our mechanical superintendent, he'll be saying like all these initials and acronyms, and I'm like, hold on a second, I don't think we're speaking the same language here. I need to get on the same path. They don't like it, but I find I'd rather know what you're saying, and feel like an idiot and go, well, that's what they make you feel like. They're like, how do you not know that? And it's like, well, why would you expect me to know that?
Yeah. Different role.
Yeah.
Like, other things to do than learn acronyms all day long. But you pick it up. You get it used to it.
You do pick it up. It's just
time.
That unfortunate like teething problem where you're like, oh, sorry, I don't know what that means. It makes you feel shit in a little bit, but then at least you know.
Yeah. Oh, so many acronyms, so little time.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. It's like that, especially on site. Like I deal with a lot of the contracts with work.
Yep. So you're looking after the contractors?
Or like the actual contract, like what we have to do for the scope of works and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure everything is basically all our boxes are being ticked so we get the money at the end. So yeah, like I'm pretty much doing like project management / QA. Yeah, in that job, but it's high responsibility. Like we take care of like.
What are you making? What are you building?
Yeah, so we were building these trippers and stackers out on the Dampier port for Rio Tinto. So they basically, what that is, a tripper. You know what a tripper is?
Someone who takes a lot of drugs at a festival?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was before I got here.
Dang, tripper. Did a lot of singing today. I'm a singer.
Hell yeah. Dude, so a tripper is, it's basically like an escalator.
Oh, okay.
Think about it like that. It's just a conveyor that brings dirt to an elevation.
Yep.
And then the stacker just compiles it up. And then they're on these lines that go back and forth, and then they create these huge fucking piles. They call it's a holding bay.
Oh.
It's right on the port.
So they're massive. They're big things.
These are huge machines. So the stacker, for example, weighs over 400 ton of steel.
That's a lot of ton.
That's huge.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. And so yeah, we're pretty much working out on the port, and then all that dirt gets picked up by the reclaimer and then back onto the conveyor line and then sent out to the boats. And yeah, the yard that we were working at was for iron ore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this on?
It's on.
Oh, good.
Yeah, man. So we assemble those. So it comes all in modules, and then we assemble them, and then my job is to QA, like we'll make sure I work with engineers to do that work.
Oh, okay,
like mentors and stuff.
I think I made something similar, like a chute.
Yeah.
I made those.
Dude, that's
for Rio Tinto.
That's my next job, man.
I made you one before I left.
We're installing chutes.
Give us a look at the drawings.
Yeah.
Golly. Hang on
Golly. So we're looking at this new job that we're working on, but probably shouldn't speak about it. But yeah, anyway, in general, we're installing chutes for these big... This is for a screen house.
Oh, yeah.
We're replacing all the chutes on a...
Yeah, I think I made that.
Yeah.
Something
so
similar.
we're looking at the drawings at the moment. This is actually intellectual property, so we probably shouldn't be talking about it too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I knocked out one of the chutes before I left my old job, so I don't care. I knocked out a chute in about 2 days, like before I left, and they were supposed to, like, you know, when you give your notice, and some companies are like, okay, cease and desist, they march you out, and yeah, they didn't march me out. They're like, dude, we have 2 weeks worth of work for you to do. Get it done. And they gave me all this work to do. And
in 2 weeks.
And I wanted to leave a good, on a good footing. So I just turned out all this stuff. And that was one of them. And I did it in 2 days.
Hell
and I was
yeah.
just like, what?
Yeah.
I was tired.
Dude, some of the drawings we get, like, not having to go at you, but some of the drawings are very bad.
You're welcome.
Not from that company, but yes, I'm not going to name any names, but yeah, some of the drawings are just like, who the fuck did this? Like,
there's nothing more satisfying than doing a bad drawing, though. You just phone it in. You're like, you know what? I don't need to align all these bloody bubbles. I don't need You don't need dimensions. You know what? You guys will figure it out. You'll get it. You
Yeah.
know, they believe in you that you can just randomly pluck numbers from your head and make it work.
Yeah, it's been a fucking journey though, eh? Like to get to this point, eh?
I feel like we made it. 2 schleppies.
Yeah,
We
I
made
feel
it.
like you know, to be honest, my thinking was, well, actually, it was something my mum said to me a long time ago. She goes, "You'll make more money with your head than your hands." I was like, wow, that's interesting to say, because I was always interested in getting a trade. But then now I'm just thinking, man, I can't be labouring when I'm 50 years old, 60 years old.
Yeah.
Can't be. I can't do that. That's too taxing on your body. And your body's at the verge of breaking down. So I'm just like, oh, maybe I could just find some sort of desk job and I could do that forever.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of words of wisdom from my parents. It's pretty much like, don't kill anyone.
That's good.
Yeah. You know, get a trade and you'll be all right forever.
Yeah, well, it's something to fall back on at least. Like we got engineering degrees, man.
Yeah, we do.
They don't expire.
They don't go off, do they? You can put
No.
them in the fridge and they're good forever.
You know what the thing is, man? In this country, you can just become an engineer, and there's no sort of accreditation that you have to keep to maintain the degree.
Yeah, if you don't want to sign off, you don't want to be a RPEQ. I don't. Chartered. If you
Chartered engineers, the
yeah, so
highest.
if you're chartered, then you're going to be signing a lot of paperwork.
But
But
that's my goal.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, my goal.
That's my new goal.
My new goal was to do what I'm doing now, and I made it.
Cool.
I just like designing shit,
Yeah, man.
and it may be a waste of a degree. It may
Why?
be because like some people are like, oh, you're a CAD jockey, blah blah blah. You're just a drafty, but those roles that I'm in now, they're changing, and you're more of a design engineer. So you still use all the theory that you learnt. It's just that you've got to make your first design pretty much the best design you can. And I find that. So I don't know if I want to get chartered, which is weird.
Really?
Yeah, because I changed. I
Really?
was like super keen to be chartered. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
buddy.
To be honest, that's interesting, man. Like
Yeah,
you
it's
got to
good.
have your own individual goals too. Like originally, in the beginning, it was always wanted to be chartered, and then I was like, nah, I just want to fucking become an engineer. Like, we get the degree, get
Yeah.
the job, and then start filling those shoes.
Yeah.
But then now I've gotten that. Like, for some reason, I'm always just trying to move forward. That's just how I think. But yeah, and then I'm like, fuck, chartered engineer is like probably the best. Like, that's the best you can be in a way.
Yeah, you're saying that, but one of the last jobs that I was at, like the chartered engineer got marched out because he was garbage.
Yeah, right.
Do you know what I mean? So he was a full-blown chartered engineer,
Yeah.
and they told him, pack your shit up right now, stand up, walk out, you're
Well,
done.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because he took 2 years and he didn't make anything. In the entire 2 years he was at the working with us, didn't make anything. And that comes down to like, he was just a big crap.
Yeah,
He
you
was-
need to bring value.
Yeah, you got one thing getting chartered, but if you can't just absolutely do your job as advertised and bring wealth,
Yeah.
or value to the company,
Yeah.
you're going to get marched out, piece of paper or not. So I don't
True.
know. When I
true.
saw that, I was like, yeah, you can be chartered, and it's not an impossible task, and it's actually quite attainable. But I don't know. You got to go to a lot of meetings.
Yeah, that's fine. It's like I've looked into the EA process of it,
Yeah,
because that's the first thing. One of my mentors, Sandeep, on site, he's an electrical engineer,
yeah,
and he said the first thing to me when I graduated, he's like, get onto Engineers Australia and start going that way through it, because you have
I'll come.
it's like it's like that.
Do you want to go to meetings and eat free pizza and drink beer?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm down.
It's pretty much just it's something. It's actually one of my friends. He's a surgeon, man. He's a vet surgeon.
Oh,
And he actually
Dude.
said this to me. He goes, my goal is to make myself as an individual worth as much money as I can. So
yeah,
I only have to work once or twice a week, because my bringing me as an individual has so much value.
yeah,
And then your skills can be traded
Yeah.
for more money. So more money, freedom, in a way. To an extent.
I get that. I get that. It's you don't want to be undervalued in
Exactly.
your skill set. But does he drive a Land Rover?
Nope.
He doesn't. A vet that doesn't doesn't drive a
Drives a Camry piece of shit.
I like him. He's cool.
He just dude, he reminds me of you. Like he's the. If you ever met him, you'd be like, he's not arrogant. He's a Canadian.
Oh, so he's a cool person.
He's the coolest fuck. Shout out to Waylon. But yeah, he's the man. He used to do. I met him at jiu-jitsu.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And he's done martial arts his whole
And
life.
he drives a Camry. That's cool.
It's a beat up one too.
I love that.
It's not even like a good one.
Doesn't even care about the material things.
Nah, he's a
cool.
minimalist man.
Yeah, I love it.
He had to sell his van that he paid a few $1,000s for it, but it was one of those camper vans with a bed in the back and everything.
Lovely,
He loves just driving around. Like, he's fucking mad. Loves going on hikes and shit.
Yeah.
But he's moving back to Canada because he's just finishing his residency and he's got a job back there.
Cool.
Yeah, man. So
that brings me on like the working from home thing. Has that just changed everything you think about a workplace?
Yeah, definitely.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, well, I got the fucking gift of working from home when COVID came around.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, engineers can work from home.
We can.
I was like,
We truly can.
sit on a computer all day. I can do that in any box around the country. I don't
Yeah.
have to be over there, over here.
Yeah.
It's different when we got to do QA, but when we're doing more of the commercial side of things,
Yeah.
it's different, man. We're just liaising through emails and collecting money,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Well, as a designer, we just remote in, job done.
Exactly.
I'm not, but I could be in like in some third world country, maybe Sri Lanka, near a death reef, and just chilling out, sipping a coffee with a fan zooming overhead. But I call people that I need to chat to about checking my drawings or checking like a process or something like that. And I ring them up, and they're literally at a cafe or at their friend's place with like this bird in the background squawking like a parrot going, caw-caw, caw-caw. I'm like, dude, where the fuck are you at? And he's like, oh, I'm at my friend's place. He has a bird.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where? Oh, Bolivia. And I'm like, okay. He goes, yeah,
How
I've been
good
here
is
for
it?
8 months. I can't leave. I'm like, yeah, cool. Good for you, buddy. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're like-
That's the power of the internet.
It's a changing work environment.
COVID has kind of like done that, help people realize that you don't need to be going to work all the time. And that's what the company that I'm working for now, they're really strong on the work-life balance. So if you need it, like this, like I was working up in Kawana throughout the week, and then I was like, I just need to go home Friday to look after Frankie. We can't get a babysitter. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, they put a lot of trust in like their upper
Yeah.
echelon of people.
I'm having troubles adapting to that because that's what my company that I work for now is the same, and I'm having difficulties adapting to that. I still put on the suit and go to work, and there's only like 5 people in the office of like a 50 to 200 capacity person office, right?
Yeah.
And I still have to come to the office because it just does my head in. I can't do the working from home yet.
Oh, it's hard. It's
weird.
You got to be disciplined.
Yeah.
You have to
I
be,
would
because you
just
can
goof
easily
off and
fuck
watch-
off. Yeah.
I've
It's
been
like,
watching
oh,
YouTube all
yeah.
day long.
Yeah. But like, you have to be disciplined. But with the work that I was doing, there's so much work there's no time to fuck around.
Yeah.
And there's deadlines and milestones that you have to meet. Otherwise, no money.
Yeah.
It gets fucking full on.
Mm.
But yeah. So there is a driver behind it. But yeah, if you easily fuck off and stuff. But I find it also there is benefit in going to the workplace, because you're feeding off the energy of the people there as well.
It's
like
true.
like as much as woo-woo, whatever that is. But you go there and you're like, fuck. Oh, hey, Larry. Hey, Susan. How you going? Fucking all here doing the same thing. Oh, shit, we're all working. Fuck, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Not just sitting around, oh, what am I going to do now? All right, I'll go fucking make another coffee. 6-1, it's only 9 a.m. You know? Like, you're wondering why you're going to the toilet 7 times a day. Like,
Oh yeah, that does explain why I go to the There's a coffee shop out the front of the office.
yeah.
I've just been pounding it. Hey, I love it.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah. You become so self-aware when you're in a workplace that way.
Yeah, I make a lot of noise, like in my head, and it translates to like multiple rustling of papers, tapping pens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You a pen clicker?
I'm a pen clicking bastard,
Fuck.
and I don't mind being told off. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm so sorry. That would like ruin my entire day if someone else did it. But because I'm like deep into like what
Yeah.
I'm designing. I'll be just click,
It's
click,
thinking.
click, 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 click. I have
Yeah.
27 pens, by the way. You know these multicolored, 4-colored pens, like exactly same as this?
Yeah,
Maybe a little bit better than this quality pen that you have.
that's
But-
cheapy.
But
It's not a Bic.
the Bic, the Bic 4-colored pens, I have like this bowl of them.
Mm.
I don't know why I have so many. I think they were on sale, and I just bought as many as I could possibly. I was having a weird day,
Yeah.
so I bought all these pens just to be hilarious at work.
Mm.
And I bought in this giant bowl of like 4-colored pens, and I love it. It's the best thing. It's
Yeah.
because everyone's like, "Dude, you got enough pens?" I'm like, "No, no, I don't." And they just like really put off, and they're like, "This guy's crazy."
Yeah. That's good, man.
Yeah, and I was just like,
Genius and crazy are fucking neighbors.
but it's a lot of pen clicking on my part. I have a lot of pens to get through, and and then pen chewing, pen tapping.
Yeah.
I'm a bastard. That's probably why no one turns up to work.
Maybe. Or COVID.
Or I could get my own. Yeah, that's it. But, or I'll get my own office with a door instead
That
of this
might be
open
good.
plan.
Just
thing.
like force them to
Yeah.
give you an
So
office 'cause
isolate.
you're shitty.
Not because I've made it in the world, just like, dude, shut the fuck up.
It's like, dude, you're going well. Just go over there and just be quiet.
Yeah, let's put him in his little place.
No.
Even one of the guys said, "Hey, do you want to go work up north?" I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "'Cause you're loud." I'm like, how far north? 4 hours north is an office.
Jesus.
Like, I'm
So is your company like nationwide?
Yeah, it's worldwide. Yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah.
worldwide.
Yeah. We make trains all over the world. There's only a few
Hell
companies
yeah.
that make it, so you can narrow it down.
There's
But
a lot of your clients in China where they're making that.
we make some of the stuff in China. Most of most of the stuff's in India, but our clients
India.
are all Europe and Australia and stuff like
okay.
that. So it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We just do passenger stuff. But we're getting taken over in like a month.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, big industrial companies.
Probably some inside information.
Yeah.
Holla.
Well, I haven't said who it was.
Nah.
Share
good.
prices will go through the roof. You need to invest in this thing because
Today.
it's just as
And
dodgy
at
as
5% comes to us.
yeah, I'm just saying, keep an eye on the train industry, and share prices might go up.
Dude, speaking of money, real quick. I had this lady approach me about ads on this show, right?
Ads.
Yeah, putting an ad. I'm wondering if it's a scam.
I think, isn't everything though? Isn't everything a bit of a scam? She's going to make money off us making money.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. I'm worried it's like one of those, here, pay now, and we'll put... It's like, if I have to pay anything, I'm not interested.
Well, if she wants to put an ad up, just chuck it up, and we'll be like, we'll make fun of it. But I'm sure it'll be a random generated ad or something halfway through.
It's like a... It's one of it's like a LinkedIn version. They want us for engineers.
Like a little pop-up.
No, it's not a pop-up. It's like a social media platform for engineers. That's what my understanding of it is.
Hey, well, just don't give her your...
Like she's emailing me.
Make a
Emily
separate...
Hood, her name is.
Sweet. Make a separate bank account and then just
See what we
just
can
make
do.
make like some weird bank account that can't like empty all your account. Make like
Yeah.
for the sake of like admin fees or something
Mm.
for a bank account. Just keeps you isolated.
Yeah,
So
okay.
she tries to take all the money out of it and it's like there's nothing in there.
Yeah. Bitch. And she's like, what?
She's like, I'm gonna draw $1,000 to buy this Gucci watch, and then you're like,
Huh?
it's not even $50 in there.
Yeah.
Put $1 in there. You can
See, yeah. Yeah, that's actually something I wanted to discuss because I was telling you about it, remember?
yeah. Or you should just
Oh.
BPay you or something like that.
Yeah, whatever. We'll sort it all out. But, yeah, man, I think we've fucking covered a fair bit, eh? We've been going for an hour now.
Yeah, we probably should cut it up a couple of episodes.
You reckon?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we could. Could do that.
Yeah.
It's a bit of work.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
hey, dude, fucking... I'm like, I've got to do that.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been talking to this guy from Nigeria, and he wants to come on the podcast.
Cool.
Yeah,
Is he a prince and we've won $1 million? Because that
Nah.
hasn't worked out a few times.
Nah, he's I've been talking to, he's actually a US ski student.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he wanted me to like just help him with the enrollment stuff, and I helped him out, and he was doing some like just shit, and then he's like, oh yeah, cool, he was like doing this research on some grass, some sort of particular grass, I forget the name now, but you plant it in the ground obviously, and it increases the soil structure, and then there's all these benefits from that grass. You can make oils and all this other stuff from it, like it's just real beneficial.
Oh, so he's like an engineer / Captain Planet
Researcher.
Research.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and he's interested. Just trying to get him on Skype, which is like where he's from. Like he goes out into the villages and stuff. There's no internet.
Sick.
That's hard to like even fathom. You're like, what?
Let's go to Nigeria.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
And he's always like the only thing that sucks is the time difference. Like he's always hitting me up like about fucking 8 o'clock at night. Good morning, sir. I'm like, bros, I'm going to bed.
Don't call me sir. Right.
Yeah, he's real polite. Like he's real professional too. But yeah, he's probably gonna be one of the next guests. Hopefully.
Yeah, cool.
It'd be cool, man. Phone in and figure out how to set up Skype and all that shit. But that's another battle. Like I've set it up, but I don't know how it all works with like talking and shit.
I don't either.
So just another thing you got to learn.
Another day. You gotta put more in the brain bank.
Hell yeah. Well, is there anything we want to finish on just to wrap it up?
I'm thinking about doing a YouTube. I think you should be into it too. Cause
what is it?
It's going to be blacksmithing.
Blacksmithing?
Yeah, like, but not a normal blacksmithing. You know, all these blacksmithing videos and blah, 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 and they're all pretty good. Shit blacksmithing. Like,
really?
Just being, like, starting at the ultimate zero. I went and buy a forge and then just figure it out and burn myself constantly.
Yeah, do it.
I think it would be really bad.
Why not?
Because,
everything's terrible in the beginning. Look at this podcast. This sucks.
Yeah, it's fine. That's what makes it so special and lovely. People are like, oh my God. And they'll listen to it and then all their dreams will be broken.
Dude, I still get comments today about people like, oh, dude, why'd you stop? Like, there's people like, oh, man, I would always just listen to this studying, man. Like, why'd you stop doing this?
Just to keep them company. You know what? We're here to keep people company
Yeah.
when they're studying at 2 o'clock in the morning, MATLAB.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think there's a whole lot out there with like engineering podcasts that are as raw as we are.
And they don't get the process. They don't get it. You know? And I think as well, for me, one of the biggest fears was the thing that I'm studying, the thing that I'm putting so much effort and work and like, time into. Is this going to pay off? And is it going to be something I like? And the answer to that question is, I have no idea.
Yeah. But it fucking, at least it gives you a direction to go to.
You've got to point your stick somewhere, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Your stick.
Yeah, you don't want to be wandering around like, what am I doing on this planet?
Yeah.
What is my purpose?
And
like,
if it doesn't work out,
it's in a world of chaos.
Yeah, you've done a thing, and then you're like, even if you only get halfway through, you're like, shmeh.
Yeah. Well, on that, I think persistence is the best thing.
So
for anyone studying, it's just stick to it. Like, you fail, who gives a fuck? Like, just, all right, don't do that next time.
Or do it again.
I failed MATLAB fucking twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be an easy one because it was a problem-solving course.
It was so bad, that course. So.
But I fucking smashed it in the end.
I never got caught at uni in the computer labs for as long for anything else as MATLAB. Like just stupid length. Like the dude was crazy too.
He was good. But yeah, it's one of those dudes. Like he's actually brilliant.
I know,
he's too smart to relate to fucking normal people.
Yeah,
one of those people.
Yeah.
That's what I used to. I disliked him when I was doing the course because he just expect you to know shit and you just like can't.
Not an educator.
Yeah.
Yeah, more of a glory hound. Big fish in a little pond.
Well, that's that. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like teaching is an actual skill.
Yeah, some people just have it. You see that at work. There's that person that teaches you how to do stuff at work, and then there's the bumble guys like, oh, do this, then this, then this, and this, and this. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, they can't articulate it. They know it, but they don't know how to share the information, or they're worried about that. Oh, this guy's gonna take my information now that he knows what I can do, and he's gonna take my job. Like it's real famine sort of thinking.
Yeah,
I think there's.
That should be for the next podcast. Like how to survive engineering work culture.
Yeah, right.
The minefields of being a bumblefuck in a very high stress environment. So bumblefuck I am. If there's mistakes to be made,
that's me too.
I've made them.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, what do you reckon? Wrap it up.
Yeah. So do we play the intro music at the end as well?
Yeah, I'll sort all that out. I'll do it. I'll do it like an outro.
Ooh.
And
respect
Mother Nature. Love. All right, thanks for listening. Do do all the YouTube stuff. Subscribe and thumbs up and thumbs down if you want, whatever.
Just comment.
Just comment. Yeah, we like the
How good is
comments.
the comment. Okay.
Comments
sorry,
are fun, man.
I'm off topic. Oh, we better go. We have things, stuff, and do. We're
Like what? Life.
I gotta do a poo.
All right, we're going to finish on that note. All right, thanks for listening. See you later, guys.